heading up to the starter, and they're off, racing away for the Paddy Power Cotswold Chase. This £120,000 Grade 2, 3 miles 1.5 furlongs to go, and out in front early on Santini just about led them over the first of their 21 fences, and the grey silk Nick Schofield sends into the lead and shows by the length and a half around the opening turn. From Chantry House, the green and gold hoops to the outer, and Nico de Boinville on board. To the inside against the running red is I Right and Callum Bewley. And a further 3 lengths away to Simply the Bets, that light blue and red jacket, and the back marker in dark blue and maroon, Puerto Rico and Brian Hughes. So heading into the back straight and facing up towards fence number 2. Santini leading narrowly. And Chantry House, and between the pair of them, I Right. And 3 or 4 lengths then back to Simply the Bets in 4th position. And a further 6 lengths away to Puerto Rico. Now the water jump for the first of a couple of times. Santini landed with the lead from I Right. 3 deep then is Chantry House. A couple of lengths away to Simply the Bets. And the back marker taught Puerto Rico as they go towards the first open ditch. I Right jumped up there to share it with Santini. And now they head towards the 5th. Chantry House a little wider. And then Simply the Bets over that plain fence. Puerto Rico the back marker once again of the 5-strong field. Another race towards another open ditch. It's Santini and Nick Schofield who lead. From I Right and Callum Bewley in 2nd place at this ditch. Chantry House lands in 3rd. It's wearing the cheek pieces for the first time today. Simply the Bets is in 4th, and then Puerto Rico. Now fence number 7. And it's Santini. He leads by a length. We have I Right and Chantry House in 3rd. Ahead of Simply the Bets, and then Puerto Rico. They spin left-handed, and it's Santini who won this race, the Cotswold back in 2020, before going on to finish 2nd in that season's Gold Cup behind Alboon Photo. That leads the way. From I Right, he's only 3 parts of a length in behind in 2nd. I Right who won the rehearsal chase at Newcastle last time. Further 2 lengths away to Chantry House, the winner of the Marsh Novice Chase at the festival. Pulled up last time out, and sense of favourite for the King George, looking to bounce back today in those cheek pieces for the first time. Downhill they went over that next obstacle, number 9. And all is safely over. Simply the Bets remains in 4th place. And also won at the 2020 festival, and a winner on this card as well that same year in the novice handicap. Puerto Rico remains last of all, as they turn up the home straight and head towards fence number 10. As they do so, it's Santini who leads by the best part of a length and a half, couple of lengths maybe, to I Right in 2nd. Simply the Bets toward the right-hand side. Green and gold hoops at Chantry House lands in 4th, and about 4 lengths away to Puerto Rico. And they're running towards the 11th, which will be their 21st and last next time around. Santini, I Right. Chantry House jumped up well there to the outside. It was nearly a leading line of 3 briefly. A couple away to Simply the Bets. He's just being encouraged along by Harry Cobden going out on the final circuit. And no movement from Puerto Rico remains back marker of the quintet. So they race into the far side then, and they run towards fence number 12 next. And it's Santini who shows by a length over I Right and the wider Chantry House. 4 lengths away to Simply the Bets, and then Puerto Rico. At fence number 12 now, I Right jumped to a clear lead there. I Right went on for the first time, picks it up from Santini. Chantry House continuing that wide track, followed by Simply the Bets and Puerto Rico. Now to the water jump for the final time. Simply the Bets made a mistake, a little bit untidy on the landing side of fence number 13. Now an open ditch. It's I Right who leads at this next ditch. Chantry House made a mistake there. They dragged the back legs. Santini disputing 2nd again. Simply the Bets behind them in 4th, and then Puerto Rico. At the 15th, I Right with Santini jumping back again nicely up into a handy 2nd now. There's only a neck behind I Right as they make the next corner and race towards the final open ditch. It's fence number 16. I Right narrowly to Santini. Chantry House over in 3rd. Simply the Bets a mistake in 4th, and then Puerto Rico. Now toward the fence at the top of the hill, it's number 17. It's Santini who's regained the lead. Has picked it up once again from right. Chantry House is a handy third. Pushed along going into that one though. Then Simply the Vets and Puerto Rico. As left-handed they go once more. It's Santini under Nick Schofield, who lead narrowly from right. Very little in it between them. Chantry House keeping tabs there, back in third, only a length and a half behind as they go towards the 18th. This is 4 out. right and Santini in the air together. A couple of lengths away to Chantry House, who's back in third. It's 10 lengths away to the ridden along Simply the Vets, and then Puerto Rico as down the hill they race towards 3 out. It's Santini, right in the centre. Chantry House wider out, pretty much 3 together as they went over 3 from the end. right landed in front again. Has picked it up once more from Santini. Chantry House is being pushed along in third, but still very much with every chance. 8 to 10 lengths away to Simply the Vets, and then Puerto Rico heads a turn towards Tolman in the Paddy Power Cotswold Chase, and it's right who leads. Chantry House looming up to the outside to try and put in his effort now. Santini back in third, clear from Simply the Vets, and Puerto Rico 2 from the end. right joined to the outside by Chantry House. These two battling away. Santini trying to stay on again, racing down towards the 21st and final fence, and it's Chantry House and Nico de Boinville who lead. Chantry House is over in front from right and Santini, who rallies up the run-in. Chantry House has got the lead of 3 lengths. right and Santini battling away for second and third. Chantry House is all out in front. Santini trying to close back the gap. It's Chantry House though to win the Paddy Power Cotswold Chase, and a landmark 4,000th winner for JP McManus. Chantry House has beaten Santini. right in third, then Puerto Rico and Simply the Vets.
Nicky Henderson with me now. What's your immediate reaction to that win from Chantry House, Nicky?
You'd be, once pleased that's done. He's got the job done. He's had a really good blow, actually.
Is that why Nico got off, just tired?
Did, yeah, he said he just was tired. Interesting, if you do actually go right back, that's his actual first race since the festival since Aintree last year. He had a 2-horse race at Sandown. He went nowhere at Kempton. Do you know what I mean?
And
he's had a proper race there. That's the first time he's had to do anything remotely straight, that wasn't very straightforward.
Were the cheek pieces in response to what happened at Kempton, or have you always thought about them?
No, to be fair, AP is a great help because he's up the road and he comes regularly to come and see the horses, which is a good help to us. And I know we, months ago, just mooted cheek pieces for him between Nico and AP and myself, and we thought we ought to put them on in the King George to keep him sharp. I just thought he was very sharp before the King George, and he wasn't. Just wasn't sharp enough for that game of flat out over 3 miles. And as you know, they went very, very quick in Kempton, and he was lost after 3 or 4 fences. So the big question was whether to put them on today, or we tried them. They definitely sharpened him up at home, and the big question was whether to put them on today or keep them for March. I was just rather felt that he had to win today to stay in the ball game, and therefore we ought to have them on. That was a tough race today. They went a good gallop. Santini always sets a good gallop, and they had to work hard. It's lovely ground, but it's not ground that helps them a great deal. I think it's quite dead, and he did get tired, but then he's entitled to, and we've got plenty of time. So I think we take positives out of it all, and
When you say stay in the ball game, Nicky, is that staying in the Gold Cup picture?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, I mean, if he hadn't won today, you'd have to say he's got no business running in the Gold Cup.
Would you consider, off the back of what wasn't a foot-perfect jumping display, I think it's fair to say, changing headgear again, or would you just stick with cheek pieces, do you think?
I wouldn't have thought so, but haven't had a chance to, those are things for up to discussion. I'd very much doubt that, but I wouldn't rule anything out or anything in. No.
And just on you training JP McManus's 4,000th winner.
Well, I think that's wonderful, and nothing gives me more pleasure than doing that, and it's lovely that it's at Cheltenham. It's not at Ballygo backwards. It's here in a proper race at Cheltenham, and well done, JP. He's been an amazing friend, supporter, and nothing gives me more pleasure, I can assure you. So well done, boss.
We'll see if it's 4001 very shortly. Yeah. Thank you, Nicky.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Thanks.
And Nico de Boinville alongside me. It's ridden JP McManus's 4,000th winner. Can I ask you to react to that first of all?
Unbelievable achievement. He's fantastic for the sport, fantastic for our yard as well, and I'm incredibly lucky and privileged to be able to ride for him.
Were you aware of the stat before you went out there?
I wasn't, but that's amazing. Yeah.
Well done. What is Chantry House like to ride as a horse?
I thought we went a really good gallop in that dead testing ground, and it was just a case of keeping him interested and keep him rolling forward and try and find your rhythm. And he's an out-and-out stayer now, and he needed to stay today.
So at what stage of his career do you feel he turned into that out-and-out stayer, Nico?
I think through those novice chases last year, he always seemed to be doing his best work at the end. And I think as the ground starts to get a bit better, we're going to see more and more improvement.
Could he have gone quicker in the early part of that race today?
We've had Santini and I really going a good gallop, and there was no let-up because they were taking each other on, and I was just quite happy to sit off that and try and find my own rhythm.
And cheek pieces wise, he's won, so would you suggest that they have done what they set out to do?
Yeah, they've definitely helped us today and helped us maintain our position. He'll definitely come on for this run.
Were you sort of looking at where you wanted to position yourself in the race, whether you want to be inside and outside, and was that to do with his jumping?
Yeah, I wanted to keep him interested, which was the main thing. I didn't want him going asleep in behind Santini, so that's why I just wanted a bit of daylight, and the ground is probably a bit better out there anyway.
When he looks very good at some, when he gets it right, he looks a beautiful jumper of a fence, but then he doesn't get everyone right, does he?
No, I think there was a bit of ring rust there as well. He hasn't had a proper race since the 5th of November because we pulled him up fairly early on in the King George just because it wasn't happening for him that day. But I think we're getting there,
And he was tired, that's why you got off, right?
I did, yeah. He was just tired. I think they all were, to be fair.
Okay. Nico, thanks for your time.
Thank you.